Hello, I'm Bex with Black Whisper Crafts, and today I am going to use some scraps. I always have lots of scraps, but these are scraps from things I've printed out and cut the scraps off of them and kept them because I can always use white cardstock. It's just cardstock that can go through your printer. It's not too light, but it's not so heavy that it makes something too thick. So what I'm going to do today is make some ephemera, Numbers Ephemera. And this is perfect for it. It's white. I can make it any color that I want, and I discovered that I had some other numbers, which are this size. Let's see. They're like this. Let's see what size they are. I think that the block is a 1/2 inch, so the numbers are like 1/4 inch in width, and height they are 1/2 inch. So about 1/4 inch by 1/2 inch, but the whole block is 1/2 inch block. And they're kind of cattywampus when I stamp them. They're not always in the same spot if you do two numbers beside each other like that, unless you want them a long ways apart. But I'm going to show you how I do it, and you can do it however you want. See, that 8 can be turned upside down like that. But yes, I have 0 through 9. Let's see. Just set them up here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Probably doesn't really matter about the 0, which way you put it. And I'm also going to use Distress Ink Ranger Archival Permanent. And this is black soot. I'm going to use the black soot. I use 2 different colors on a single one single number, because that way it matches. If I'm using browns or blacks, it doesn't matter. That's just how I like to do it. And this one is Distress Ranger Archival Ink Permanent Vintage Photo. Just set these down here so they're right all handy. There we go. And the first thing I'm going to do is get my little scraps out here and see if they are long enough. That will work. And it doesn't really matter what order to me because I use all different numbers. I just love numbers. And I do stamp them in black first. So I'm going to just take some, let's just start off with a 9. Do 7 a little closer. There we go. I have 9, 8, 7. Let's do some different numbers. 4, but if I do hold them together like that and stamp them, there's a great big gap. So 4, 2, that's still quite a ways apart, isn't it? Maybe. Huh, got it in there. It's okay. It'll be all right. No worries. Can't drive 55. Just long for that one. And I don't care if they're up and down, around circles. It matters little to me. It really does matter little to me. I don't mind. However, let's put those aside for a moment. I'm going to go ahead and get some single numbers. Not single, but that one's terrible. That is really terrible. Let's see if we can do the 1 and a 2. Let's see what we get. We'll just see. Maybe they can go this way. See how far apart they are. So I'm just going to go with my 1. See if I can get it in between there. I need to quit being so heavy-handed. That way I don't have all the goop around. But it'll be all right. When I get finished, you'll see. It'll be all right. Let's just do some single numbers here. Get a few single numbers going on here. You can do a whole lot of these in a very short amount of time. There we go. I think that'll work for just a little bit to get started with. And I like to just take my vintage photo, just go over the top of it to begin with. And you can do it as dark as you want. I just don't, I like to use this, or I like to use old paper. But I don't have a permanent of the old paper, so there, that'll work. This one. But the vintage photo seems to give it enough color to make it look old, and you can still see it. Oops, there we go. This row. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I am. It's nice and cold here. Our first walk for the day was just like 42 degrees, I think, something like that, with the nice breeze. It was really wonderful. And I'm going to go ahead and do this part down here, just so if I cut these pieces off, it will already be a little bit, have a little bit of color on the paper. There, awesome. Got this far. I think I can cut some of this off of the top. There. A little bit off the bottom. You can leave them as big as you want, or cut as much off as you want. I just cut them down to whatever would be kind of a manageable, whatever size I usually use. And see, that piece I can stamp something else on it, and it already has some color. There, we have the 987, the 412, and the 554. Just put these numbers up here, and my little scraps, put them down here. This one, thinking I don't need whoops, a little bit tight there. If I make these up ahead of time, a whole bunch of them, then want to make you my ephemera, add numbers, just grab one and glue it on. I think that looks just a little bit too scrappy for me. So I'm just going to cut that off and make that just a 12. I'll turn all those over in a minute. This one I'm just going to go ahead and so you can keep that because you can stamp on that. That old Pearl Ives song is playing in my head. What's the donut, not the hole? I don't know why. I'm old. I have a lot of old songs in my head. But Watch the Donut, Not the Hole is the song of the day. So you can make them as big as you want or as small as you want. Whatever works for you. I think that 10 needs to be just a little bit shorter. Straighten that up. There. Okay, let's get this stuff divided out. I'm gonna get this trash. Can't stand to have the trash sitting there. Okay, we can use that. Just turn these over so we can see what we're working with. Scraps. Because they're already colored now, all you need to do is stamp a little number on them. And it goes by really quickly once you get your little rhythm. Oh, just a couple of numbers. There we go. That's enough of a little bit to start off with. And I'm going to go ahead and add some more color to that little edge. What I want to do is have, I didn't do any with 4 numbers. Let's see, what 4 numbers? 3. 5. Oops, that one didn't do so great, did it? 7. Well, that's going to be a 3 number, obviously. See what I mean? You can just keep going. Just keep stamping your little extras there. This one can have 2 numbers. There we go. I don't mind that line's there. It just does not bother me whatsoever. But you can do it how you want to. We'll do a couple more here. Okay, I do need some 4. Those are little scraps. We'll leave them right there. We'll do them later. See if this is... I think that would cut it close. Let's just get us another... I'll try this piece right here. Let's get a little bit of color on it. Since just a tiny piece. There. Let's try to do 4 on this one. I'm making a mess of this one. That'll work. I really don't care that those lines are there. It doesn't really bother me, and it would bother some people. But you do it however you want to. See if there's another scrap I can fit 4 numbers on. I just set that up there, didn't I? There we go. That'll work. Not too picky about that either. Okay, there's my little scraps. I'll use those later. And pull this page down a little bit. There we go. Okay, now, next step I do is I'll take the vintage photo and just ink the edges. Just so that white doesn't show. If you're using colored paper, you really don't need to ink the edges. I just like how it looks. You could just take 30 minutes and you could have a whole lot of numbers done. A whole lot of numbers completed. And they're ready to go whenever you need them. Is that the only 3? It's 2. 1, 2, 3. Sure is. Oh, there's another one. I saw I had 2. Okay. You get the gist of it. Let me do a 3. Let's see, we have a 2, 4. Let's do a 3. There. I'm going to put these aside. I will finish those later. I won't bore you to death just inking things up. And those I can put aside to complete those later. Finish with the numbers, but I'm just going to leave them right there. They're not bothering me. Then I like to take black and just do the edge just real quick. That way it matches black or brown. That's just what I do. You can do it how you want to. I like to add a little black to almost everything, but I like to creepy things up. So that's just my preference. But I think it matches black or brown if I do this. But that's how I like to do it. You can do it how you want to. I do like to do this when I'm doing just one single, just like, let me spit that out so you can understand me. If I'm doing a color theme, I like to do, instead of vintage photo, I'll do like pink and then do a raspberry color on the edges. That just looks nice and pretty too. But this is just for my generic ready to go stuff. 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 3, 3, 3. There's 4 numbers, 3 numbers, 2 numbers. Almost finished here. Bear with me just a moment. It doesn't take a lot of the black either. Just using up my scraps. Scrap day. There we go. Awesome. Get my towel and get some of that ink off of my fingers. And I'm going to go ahead and put the ones that I made earlier up here too. I didn't want to bore you with making too many. Oh, there's a 4. There's 4 numbers. 2 numbers. See, you can make them thin, you can make them wide, you can make them narrow. Just whatever you want to do. And I have a few things that I want to add some numbers to. One of my little pieces for my Alice in Wonderland. I think she needs a number on her. That one. What do I want to put here? I figured I just want it to be subtle. I don't like that one. Not that one. Let's see this one. Not that one either. I like that. Let's see about 3 numbers. Well, 2 numbers. No, I think I like this one. It's subtle, and that's all I want, but I wanted to add numbers to her. Okay. Let's get some glue out. I am using art glitter glue. This stuff is amazing. There we go. I know, I overglue. I already know that. Let's see, where do we want it? Right in the middle. There, it's real subtle, but we got a number on there. I just thought it needed something else. There. That's cute. And your little secret journal spot right there. There's a little Alice. So that one's good to go. I can set that one aside. And I have a tag here that I want to put a number there. So let's see. Let's start with the single numbers. Well, I kind of like that one. Sometimes the first one that you throw up there is the best one. That's 2 numbers. Three, I kind of like that one. And I like that one. Let's check about 4 numbers. I like 4 numbers, but I'm not sure about that one. That's a 3, you got lost. Yeah, I don't like that. It's these 2, one of these 2. I actually think I like the 6. Back with the 3s. Get some art glitter glue on the back of this one. about right there. That's a good spot. So hold it down just a second. Awesome. Perfect. That works great. This one, I was not happy because I kind of messed that up right there. So numbers are a good thing to cover things up. It's just a little paper pad for my Alice in Wonderland journal. See, it's real cute. But I think I need something right there. Do we want it to go? No, not a big number. Let's go with just something subtle. Maybe not subtle. Maybe not. Okay, that looks blah, 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 really blah. Not gray. Give a little scraps out over here. How about if we do this? Just a little scrap of that. Just a little scrap. That looks better. This I'm going to use let me put this pen back in here real quick. Don't want that to dry up. Challenge of the day to get the pen back in there. There we go. Okay. Let's get the fabric tack out, just because that is fabric. Lace is. Bear with me just a second. This goes down to the bottom. There we go. You don't need a lot of this. I like to just kind of put a little glob in the middle because it will spread out. Hold my lace down. About there. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think that's just what it needed. Just a little bump up there. That's cute. That's cute. I like that. Get this wiped off real quick. Next, I need on this one, this is kind of looks like a picture frame, but I just glued a little piece on there. I'll do a video with all of these little things. It will be coming up soon, but I needed to make ephemera to put on them to complete them. So I think I just want a number, so it's like a number on a picture. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I know what I'm trying to end up with. I like that. I don't know, whenever you go to a sale, they have a number below it and you have to write that number down. That's the picture that you want to bid on at auction. For some reason, that's why I want to do this. That's where I'm going with this. There we go. Just glue the little number on there. I may do more with this later, but I know I wanted a number there, so I'm going to go ahead and put that number there. This, made it. Sewed it, made it, the key moves and everything, but it's just blah. Like, really blah. So, there's a little blue there, bluish gray color. I have this little scrappy scrap here. Just wonder how it would be if I just randomly put some numbers on it, if it would look better. I think I'm going to like this much better with some numbers kind of randomly placed on here. I don't really want anything up there. You can put it on the corner, but this moves, so I don't want anything too far up there. That. I like that much better. I think that'll work much better. I like that. First off, I'm going to do is glue this one down. Might be hanging off a little bit on both edges. Let's get the Fabri-Tac out since that is lace. You don't have to just stick with only putting one number on something to make it look complete. You can use numbers to be the main focus. Just whenever you're doing the paper on top of fabric, just put a little glob in the middle, a little bit more in the middle than you do on the outside edges. How about right there? I'm going to hold it down for just a moment. Give it time to grab a hold. I know this is very basic. I'm sure 20,000 people have done ephemera with numbers, but since I saw Carrie the Crafter, it's C-E-R-I, the Crafter, Carrie Griffith, using numbers and making his own numbers, that inspired me to look about and see what all I had. I've made one, but not one video on numbers ephemera, but this is different because I've started from scratch and made my own. There, that's cute. This one's going right here, so I'll go ahead and get it glued down. And now I'm not going to put this little pocket in the scrap pile. I was going to just scrap it. But now I like it. I think that's cute. I don't necessarily have to use it in my Alice in Wonderland. I could pretty much use a lock and key and a keyhole and numbers on anything, but I might use it. I don't know. We'll just wait and see. What if I put that one there and put a random little one there? Okay, let's go ahead and get this glued down with the Fabri-Tac before it decides to take off on us. There we go. So that's going to go about right there. Just do this little 8 over in the corner. Just hold it down a moment for it to grasp. I'll use Fabri-Tac on this one too. Maybe I'm going to put a few more numbers on it. I don't know. I'm liking it much better now. How do you get to Wonderland? I always have songs in my head. There we go. Ah, I'm liking this much, much, much better. Let's go ahead and I don't think I'm going to be needing the Fabri-Tac for anything else. Let's put that away. Get that lid on it. The smell doesn't bother me, but it is a strong smell. I do have fur babies, so I don't want to have that. Any chemicals around too much. Okay, 42, you're going up in the corner. Please don't drop it. There we go. There we go. 42 looks great. Right there. What else do we need? 9, 4. Do have some heart embossing there. I don't know if you can see that or not. It was totally by accident. I was just using this piece of cardstock to lay over another piece of cardstock because it doesn't cut very well, very easily. So, got a little image out of it. I thought I would use that. Put this little 7 up there. See if I can hurry and get this wrapped up and not to bore you too long. I think I want something smaller. This is pretty small. Yeah, maybe we just need 1 number there. Those others were just clogging it up. Too much. Can always add more later. Which I think I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have them all touching. Didn't think of that earlier. There's a 5. I think that will work. Or should I do... That works. I like that better. Yeah, this kind of cascade of numbers there. Sometimes you just got to work with it and see what looks good. And there, I like that much better. Wasn't planning on doing all that. I was just planning on putting 1 number over here. So now we need a number. How about right there? I think that would look good. Because we don't want anything right there or down there, because that you can move it. There, I think that's cute. There we go. Nice. So we made all these numbers. We put this one on here. We just kind of cascaded everywhere. That one there. Covered up my mess up there with a little piece of lace. And a number. Put a number there to make that look complete. And gave her a number. Awesome. that was fun. I'm Bex with Black Whisper Crafts. Thank you for watching.